The sketchbooks span Freud's entire life, from adolescence to old age, and therefore allow for an in-depth exploration of his practice on paper. They vary greatly in scale, from a repurposed 18th century accounts ledger to very tiny pocket-sized sketchbooks. Some of the highlights of the sketchbooks are when you happen upon a study for a well-known artwork, such as a painting or an etching, and I think this is really where the sketchbooks reveal his working process. The sketchbooks are well worn and well used. Some of the covers have been torn off. There are pages that are stuck together, pages that have been torn out. There are coffee and paint stains on some of the covers of the sketchbooks. So you get a sense that these weren't pristine objects, but really part of his everyday working life as an artist. Many hours of planning have been put into putting these sketchbooks on display. The curatorial and archive teams have carefully catalogued and researched the sketchbooks to draw out the most interesting and precious material from them. The conservation teams have looked at every single page in the 47 sketchbooks and prioritized which sketchbooks and which drawings within them need to be conserved.
I look after the works on paper, prints, drawings, watercolours, anything that comes on paper. And at the moment, I'm preparing the Lucian Freud room articles. My main job is to stabilise objects and try and slow down the rate of change and deterioration in objects so that future generations can enjoy the works. We spend time reinforcing what we need to and doing some treatments to objects. A lot of them have been folded or creased, and to prepare them for display, we just want to make them look loved and, in good condition. I also had to do often edge repairs, we call them peripheral repairs, using Japanese papers and starch paste, which are stock in trade for paper conservators. Well, I'm a big fan of those 1960s watercolours, that Armour in Venice watercolour. I had to do a repair just of the end papers in the sketchbook. It's a beautiful sketchbook. It was bought in Venice from a Venetian paper seller, if you like, handmade block printed covers and this amazing Roma Fabriano paper inside, and then these watercolours that are in pristine condition.
So I mainly deal with structural problem of sketchbooks. So the books can be handled or displayed safely, and some of them were in fine condition, needed no treatment. Some of them required quite a lot of work, like that green account book I am working on right now. Yes, and felt like some of them even we couldn't turn the pages as books were falling apart, but it's coming back together as a one piece. He also cut out quite a few leaves from the book, so we can see some illustrations actually missing because there are some offset image, but original is not. What happened is by cutting out pages, it kind of compromised the structure of the binding. So that had to be secured and also lost the spine of the binding. So that had to be attached so it can be viewed or displayed safely.
The main research that we've been doing involves around identifying who the sitters are and then dating the works as well. So Freud wouldn't, helpfully write down this was, so-and-so who I sketched on, X date. That just didn't happen. So we just have to look for clues elsewhere. So some people we're lucky that we can recognise because they're people who sat for Freud on multiple occasions, and they're well-known faces, or it relates to finished artworks. And others, it's a lot more of a question mark. It's, it might not be a fully formed sketch, and it is then trying to work out who it might have been and also when it might have been created. They weren't like sacred, precious items to him, like the way that we view them today. They were very much like something he used as part of his work, and it was his working method.